Hi and welcome everybody to Let's Talk Automotive. I'm Vishnu
And I'm Peter.
and today we get to experience, well, we hope, the largest banana I will ever drive.
Yeah, so Vish, we are here to do a review on what I think is possibly one of the most iconic brands and vehicles in the country at the moment.
From 1941, the original Jeep Willie.
Incredible. Okay, so Vish, this is the latest iteration of the Wrangler. So there have been some major changes. Although the vehicle essentially looks the same, there are some fundamental differences. So take us through what's changed on this vehicle.
Well, from what I can see, one of the biggest changes is the bumper. Everything's looking more modern, more slicker. We've got LED lights, we've got these vents.
So
on the
this
bonnet?
this bonnet used to be reasonably
Flat, yeah.
So now it's
No personality.
got a nice
Now there's
dome
a bit
on
of,
it, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. It's got these, well, interesting inserts.
Then also the grille, I notice, has gone through a bit of a change. So that used to also be flat, and now it's got a
Bit of
curve.
a curvature, yes.
And on the grille, by the way, I don't know if people realize this, but the grille is quite unique to Jeep. It's 7 slots, and that is a patented design. And in fact, Jeep took Hummer to court because Hummer copied their grille.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the V6 that sits under this.
Absolutely. So as you can see, to undo the bonnet or open the bonnet is quite easy. People might have a concern that anybody can just climb into their
Safety.
bonnet from a theft point of view, but you can get an optional locking system
Mechanism
for this.
in there. Okay, that helps. We have baby American muscle here,
Yeah. Oh, yes.
a V6.
Love it. I mean, you've driven this vehicle a lot more than I have. A 3.6 litre V6. What's the fuel consumption like on this?
Let's not go there. I am staying, my heavy size 12 is on eco mode because even the lightest thrust pushes this past 12, 13 with the barest of issues. But
Okay, but it is also a 4x4 vehicle. It's a heavy vehicle.
it's a
so-
solid vehicle. And look, let's say one thing. This engine can handle this body, so it pushes it nicely. It thrusts it with reckless abandon, I might say. But other than that, yes, a good offering.
Awesome.
Peter, there's something skew here. Normally, shouldn't you have direct injection for air sitting there?
Direct injection
For air.
or direct intake. So, well spotted, Vish. You can see that the air intake is in fact pointing to the side. And the reason for that, again, points to the fact that this is a proper 4x4 vehicle. Now, imagine you're doing some serious water wading and you get a nice bow wave going up and it goes over the bonnet and your
then-
air intake is facing forward. What's going to happen?
Yeah, you're done.
It's going to suck in all that water, and then
Straight
you're going to
into the
get
engine.
you're going to get hydraulic lock, and you're going to have a problem. So they do tend to aim the air intakes to the side, and you can also see the way that this has been sealed. So a nice big seal on the front over here, so in case you do get water up over here. And I've noticed even this area over here
On the sides
on
of
the
the bonnet.
sides.
So I'm presuming it's a quick fix for a snorkel then.
It also makes it easier to put a snorkel on
Yeah.
for sure. So we're in the Jeep Wrangler Sahara.
Yes, which is the kind of urban life version of the Rubicon, which
Yeah, the Rubicon's a hardcore one. So for those of you out there, the Sahara is kind of the meek and mild road tires. You can't disconnect the sway bar version of the Wrangler, and the Rubicon is the hardcore, really trail-rated
Yeah.
version.
it's interesting though that they would create an urban version because just from driving this car, it's not exactly the best urban ride.
You know, a friend of mine, a fellow colleague, actually once described the drive in a Wrangler as being equivalent to trying to ride a drunk donkey using a marshmallow as a saddle. And you can feel it actually, because look, it's a ladder frame chassis and it's got solid beam axles front and rear, so
It's not a road vehicle.
It's not a road vehicle.
Let's cut to the chase and say it's not a road vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my tolerance for ad nauseum, and when I'm driving, I'm getting car sick. so I don't understand it. I do understand from a look point of view.
yeah.
We will explore that later. It's stunning. But we inside, you're driving it. It's a 3.6 liter, 209 kilowatt motor.
Look, that buys a lot of forgiveness with me, by the way.
Yes, I know.
So I enjoy the motor.
I hear a but. Are you trying to stop? Slow down. Did we miss the turn now?
Sure.
All right, so look, the motor's there. Somehow they've kind of forgotten about brakes. Oh, okay. I think my spleen just ruptured.
Well, I'll tell you,
Just
I'll tell
slow
you
down a
something-
bit, please.
I'll tell you something else that is immediately irritating for me, and I don't know if I could handle this on a long distance drive. Is the footwell on the driver's side?
There's no space.
Is incredibly small.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I have
Did you
no-
not forget me?
I have no place to put my left foot.
Yeah. Hello, size 12. Can you imagine? I'm going to be keeping my foot near my bloody knee.
I think they've done a cool job on the interior. I think they've really mashed up fantastically.
Yeah, they've upgraded it.
the modernness, but they've still retained some of the serious requirements from an off-roading point of view. So these grab handles are fantastic.
Yeah.
The only problem with these is your ingress and egress from the vehicle. You got to watch your kneecaps. You got to watch
Yeah,
your
look,
hips.
I must say it's not the easiest vehicle. I'm not even going to attempt us trying to get into the back seat because I think I'll literally get stuck in there.
But that's why you should buy the four-door version, Bish.
Yeah, I still think I'll get stuck in there. I'm going to look. One thing which is my highlight of this vehicle is the sound system. It's an Alpine 500 odd wattage mechanism that really thumps. And I was told that it's waterproof. So that means if we want to go into a swamp, son, we'd be really well situated. So listen to this. And it has to be Indian. Uncle Cyril's best hits.
What have you tried to do to me?
But listen,
No.
it's good sound. Oh, come on, stop it.
Okay, now we're going to do that. Maybe that sound system, by the way,
Yes?
would go a long way to explaining the outrageous price tag on this vehicle.
Yeah, okay, let's get back to this. So we import Forex. The only explanation I can come to is dollar-based pricing and in America. But where are we sitting? Again, now we're coming back to comparatives.
You know, I look at the price of this vehicle is what, 900,000 rand for the Sahara.
Yeah, the four-door version. I think this is about 880 or 870 somewhere. But look, it's above 850, all of it.
It's still a lot of money for a vehicle that is essentially the same iteration of design that's been regurgitated for decades now. And I've got a problem with that. I mean, let's face it. What is the Euro NCAP crash test rating for the Wrangler?
Is numero uno. Si,
A
mi
one.
senor, it is so small. But why would you? Oh no, it's
You
awful.
know what I'm saying? I mean, that puts this vehicle in the same category, let's face it, as a Datsun Go in terms of safety.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's one way of putting it.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the negative, and you know, we've pride ourselves on the show where we're not beholden to anybody, and we can give our honest opinion about something. So, I do want to deal with that.
Yes. But let's track forward. I think, and yesterday I had to do the shortcuts via William Nichols off-road, the dirt patch, which we won't have time to for today. But realistically, this is where it shines.
Oh, without a doubt, and I think we really need to do this vehicle justice at a later stage when we get the Rubicon.
Yes.
And take that on a proper off-road.
Well, Clincliff's waiting. But I agree with you. I think that the urbanization of this with normal profile tires is a waste of time. It actually is. This is a vehicle that if you're on a farm or if you're in the outbacks or wherever you might be with a Willys Jeep, this is where you want to be. Because the off-road capabilities of this is astounding.
Yeah.
And if you put it into that context, then the pricing starts a level of justification.
I suppose also if you are a outdoor type person and you have a caravan or you've got a trailer with a big boat on it
Or a
something
two-tone
like
shirt.
Oh, okay. I think the vehicle has a lot of value there. There's a lot of fun factor in this.
Yes. Well, of course, you're talking about let's clip off and play Lego.
Well, let's do that just now. So we'll take certainly these two top panels off over here and can have a look. We can obviously remove the entire roof, but it is a bit of a process. I think we'll leave that for another day.
Yeah, and we didn't do the Fani fit here because we definitely can't squeeze his ass into this.
I think Fani would fit in the back with ease.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
But what do you mean? Are we going to jimmy him in with the bloody corkscrew and a
yeah, man. You push the seat forward.
and we push him forward.
We'll get him in there, no problem. In the early part of our test drive, we had a discussion about the space in the rear, and I said, no man, Fani will fit in there easy.
So we've now got the Fani.
And what's the Fani fit like, Fani?
It's quite squished, boys.
Because there was a serious amount of swearing as you got in there. I think we have to
we have to bleep, map.
Luckily, we weren't recording audio.
Yeah, thankfully. And I mean, let's just get that shoehorn back because it was hard to get Fani in.
It was. So yeah, I think if you're gonna have more than 2 people in your family, our suggestion is seriously to get the 4-door.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Unless you've got 2 cats and a hamster, it's not going to work.
Okay.
So Peter, how was that?
That was a very interesting review, I must say. I still think that I'm a little bit schizophrenic in my opinion about this vehicle.
Yeah, there's a duality to it, as demonstrated by our optimum ease of climbing this curve. So you first this time.
Yeah, I'm going to say that there are some negatives. I think that we can't beat around the bush that it's got a very poor safety rating, a 1-star Euro NCAP rating. Having said that, the reality for me is the usage of the vehicle is critical. So I'm going to give a 2-stream rating. My first rating is as an everyday practical passenger vehicle. And I'm sorry to say it, but I'm going to...
With this version and these tires.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10 on that. I just simply wouldn't buy this as my everyday car. But my other self, now talking about
the two-tone,
the fun factor of this vehicle, the practicality from a 4x4 point of view, I tell you what, there's very little that can beat this. So my score inverts and I give it a 9 out of 10.
Makes a lot of sense. I would have to agree with you there. I wouldn't give such a low rating as 1. I'll give it a 1+3 because of the sound system. I
forgot about that. You know what?
The sound system is well worth the ticket for those hard urban commutes where you're wobbling from side to side. So I'd go to a 4.
All right.
And from an off-road perspective, minus these tires, because I need to put that into the equation, I would also go 9 on it. So 100% off-road potential is incredible. Urban commuting, no. This is a weekend car.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Vish.
And I'm Peter.
And this is the Jeep Wrangler.
And we will see you next week.
Cheers.